Welcome back to my channel. I hope you have liked my videos on remainders. If you haven't watched those, click on the eye icon on the top to watch them. So today we look at factors. Questions related to factors like number of factors or sum of factors are pretty important in CAT and the comparative exams. As you can see, this question was asked in CAT 2019. So we'll begin by learning the concepts around these and then we look at 7 different question types including this one. So make sure you stick till the end. So we look at number of factors and sum of factors, and these are the question types that we'll be looking at. 7 question types in total. So what is a factor? Let's start by defining what a factor is. If you say f is a factor of n, that means when n is divided by f, the remainder is 0. Or you can say this as Euclid's lemma as well. So n is equal to f multiplied by q plus 0, which means when n is divided by f, we obtain a quotient of q and the remainder is 0. Right. So let's start with number of factors. So let's take an example of 2000. First and foremost thing that we are going to do in the factors concept, whenever we see a number, we are going to prime factorize it. Prime factorization means we are going to write it as a product of only prime numbers. Right. So here we have written it as 2 multiplied 4 times multiplied by 5 multiplied 3 times, or you can call it 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by 5 raised to power 3. Right. So let's start by looking at some factors of 2000. We know 100 is a factor of 2000 and that's prime factorization is 2 square into 5 square. Similarly, 50 is a factor of 2000. Its prime factorization 2 raised to power 1 and 5 raised to power 2. 125 is 5 cube, or you can write that as 2 raised to power 0 to 5 raised to power 3. Similarly, 500 is 2 square into 5 cube. All of these numbers mentioned here are factors of 2000. The pattern that we can notice here is that all of these numbers have the same prime factors, have the same prime numbers as the factors, but the exponents in these factors are less than or equal to the exponents in the actual number, right? So again, writing n is equal to f into q plus 0 by Euclid's lemma here, what we notice is that let's say you write f as the prime factorization and q also as the prime factorization. The prime factorization of n then would be the multiplication of these two prime factorizations. Or if you look at it the other way, f will be a subset of the prime factorization of n. Right? F is a factor of n and the RHS is f multiplied by q. So the prime factorization of f will be a subset of the prime factorization of n as whole. Right? So again, taking this example, let's take some subset out of the prime factorization. Let's say we took 2 square into 5 square outside in this bracket, and then what is left as q is 2 square into 5 raised to power 1. So you can write it this way. This means 2 square into 5 square is a factor of 2000. This way we can take any subset out of it. Right? So by this pattern, what we notice is that if we take out any exponent of the prime factor which is less than or equal to the actual number, we get a factor. Right? So now let's look at all the factors that this 2 raised to power 4 into 5 raised to power 3 has. The first factor this will have is 1, the smallest number. Also, we can find that by putting the power as 0 here. Right? Next, let's maintain the power of 0 with 2, but increase the powers of 5. So we'll get 2 raised to power 0, 5 raised to power 1 here. And we'll get to 2 raised to power 0, 5 raised to power 3. Right? Then we'll start, we can't go beyond this. We can't go to 2 raised to power 0 to 5 raised to power 4. Because we have to, the maximum power that 5 can have is 3, which this 2000 has here. Right? So next one will be 2 raised to power 1 into 5 raised to power 0. Similarly up to 5 raised to power 3. Then 2 raised to power 2 till 5 raised to power 3. Then we'll have 2 raised to power 3 and then 2 raised to power 4. Right? Again, we can't go up to 2 raised to power 5 because the maximum power that 2 has here is 4 in 2000. Right? So these are all the prime factors of 2000 mentioned here. Now let's start counting them. In the first row, where everywhere the power of 2 is 0, we notice there are 4 factors in total. Right? Why is it 4? Because the range of power of 5 is from 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. We have 4. Or you can call it as the exponent of 5 has 4 options. It can either be 0, 1, 2 or 3 when the exponent of 2 is 0. Right? Similarly, when the exponent of 2 is 1, the exponent of 5 has 4 options, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, we have 4 options for the exponent of 5 in each of these cases. So now we know that each row has 4 factors, but how many rows are there? So each row is corresponding to one exponent of 2. This first row is corresponding to 0 exponent, this is corresponding to 1 exponent of 2, this is corresponding to 2 raised to power 2, this is corresponding to 2 raised to power 3 somewhere in the middle, and then we have 2 raised to power 4 here. That means how many rows will we have? The number of options that we have for the power of 2, which is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 options in total, and we can see we have 5 rows here. So what will be the number of factors? It will be 4 multiplied by 5, the number of rows and the value in each row that we have. So we know that 2000 will have 20 factors like this, right? Notice that this contains 1 as well as 2000, the number itself. 1 is here on the top left and 2000 is here on the bottom right, 2 raised to power 4 into 5 raised to power 3, because we can go up to those powers, right? Now let's see this one. So how many factors does 2000 have? So we can simply say that the first prime factor is 2, which has an exponent of 4. So how many possible values are there in the exponent of 2 in a factor? Either 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4. 5 values. Similarly, for the exponent of 5, a factor can either have a power of 0, 1, 2 or 3. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. So I'm using the word power and exponent interchangeably. They mean the same. These subscript numbers, the superscript numbers that are written here, right? So let's look at another number, 20. 20 is a number that we can easily count the factors of easily, right? So we'll check whether this pattern is coming out as correct or not. So what are the factors of 20? We know that 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 4 is a factor, 5 is a factor, 10 and 20 are also factors. These are the only 6 factors of 20. Now let's look at the pattern, right? So how many options do we have here for the exponent of 2 in a factor? That will be either 0, 1 or 2. And for 5, there are 2 options, right? 0 or 1. So 3 multiplied by 2 should be the answer, which comes out as 6, and also we can see that there are 6 factors in total, right? So we established how to calculate the number of factors of a number, right? Let's write that generically once. So there are a lot of variables here, but it's simple. It's equivalent to what we just noticed with just what we did with 2220, right? So if n is the number whose prime factorization is p1 raised to power a1 multiplied by p2 raised to power a2 and p3 raised to power a3, that means there are three prime numbers which are factors of n, and each raised to a different power. Okay. So again, how many options will the exponent of p1 have in a factor? It can go from 0 till a1. So 0, 1, 2, 3 till a1. That means a1 plus 1 options in total, right? If you see from 0 to 2, for example, that will have 2 plus 1 choices, 0, 1, 2, 3 choices. So similarly, for a1 we'll have 1 plus a1 choices, for a2 we'll have 1 plus a2 choices, and similarly for a3. So the number of factors can be written as a1 plus 1 multiplied by a2 plus 1 multiplied by a3 plus 1. I hope you've understood this concept. If you haven't, please pause here, rewind for a bit and go through this one again, because this is what we'll use in the rest of the video. Now let's look at the first question type that we have. This is the question that we started with, the cat question. How many factors of this number are perfect squares which are greater than 1? Right? Now we know how to calculate the number of factors, but now they're asking us to calculate the number of factors which are perfect squares and greater than 1. Right? So let's start with the prime factorization first of all. This number looks to be factorized, but it's not actually. It's not prime factorized because 10 is not a prime number. So we'll break that into 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by 5 raised to power 4, and the prime factorization finally becomes this. Right, 2 raised to power 8, 3 raised to power 5, 5 raised to power 4. So we now know how to calculate the number of factors for this one. We know that it will be easily 9 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5. Right. So here they are asking us for perfect squares. Let's start by what perfect squares are. Okay, perfect square means the square of any whole number or natural number, right? That means 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. So 9 and 16 are perfect squares. Let's start with some mathematical property of perfect square. So let's say n is any general number with this prime factorization. N can be anything, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything. Okay. So what will be n square? It will be p1 raised to power 2a1, p2 raised to power 2a2, and similarly p3 raised to power 2a3. That means each of the exponents of the prime factors here is going to be positive. Oh, I'm sorry, not positive, even. Right? So the first exponent is 2 multiplied by even, which means it is even because there is a 2 in it. Similarly, all the exponents are even. Right? So what do we know for for perfect squares? All exponents of a perfect square should be even, right? So now let's see 2 square, 3 square, 5 square. Is this a factor of the given number, which is also a perfect square? Yes, because all the powers are less than or equal to, and this is all the powers is even, right? Similarly, this is also a satisfying value. This is also a satisfying factor. Okay, is this a satisfying factor? The first power of 2, which is 3, is odd, so this is not a perfect square, right? Similarly, again, the power of 5 here is 1, which is odd, so not a satisfying factor. In this one, all the powers are even, but the power of 5 is 6, right? Which is greater than the number 4 itself, greater than the power of 5 here, 4, right? So this is not a factor of the given number itself, So now what we know, that all the powers are supposed to be even, right? So in a factor, earlier in general case, what were the options for the exponent of 2? It was 0 to 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of these numbers. Now that the exponents are supposed to be even, what are the values left? What are the options left for the exponent of 2? Those are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? These are the options left. For 3 you have 0, 2, 4. The other odd numbers you can't have, because then the factor won't remain a perfect square. Similarly, for 5 what you have is 0, 2 and 4, right? You can't go beyond 4, and the only even numbers till 4 are 0, 2 and 4, right? So the number of options for 2 are 5, number of options for 3, 3, number of options for 5 is 3. So again we'll multiply the number of options in each case to get the number of factors, right? So 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. But wait, there is a small catch here. The question mentions the factors which are greater than 1, right? There will be one case here where we'll take 0 in all of these, right? Which will be 2 raised to power 0 multiplied by 3 raised to power 0 multiplied by 5 raised to power 0. That is going to be a factor of this, going to be perfect square also, because all the powers are even, but that is going to be equal to 1. So we'll have to subtract 1 from this to exclude that one scenario, and the final answer that we get is 44, right? 45 minus 1, 44. So let's move on to the next question type that we have. How many factors of this are even, right? Till now we did how many factors are perfect squares and greater than 1. Now we'll do factors are even. If you understand the previous one absolutely, I would recommend that you pause here and try this problem yourself, right? So again, we'll first start by writing the prime factorization, and then we'll see what are even numbers actually. Even numbers means they're completely divisible by 2, or they can be written as n is equal to 2 into q plus 0, right? When n is divided by 2, a quotient of q is obtained and the remainder is 0. Now q is any general number, right? So what will be n? N will be 2 multiplied by the prime factorization of q, right? Which means what we can see here is, in the prime factorization of n, there is going to be at least 1 2 here, right? That means 2 will have a minimum exponent of 1, not less than that, right? So let's write that here. Exponent of 2 must be greater than or equal to 1 for a number to be even, right? So is this a factor of the given number which is even? Yes, because there is at least 1 power of 2 here. Here also we'll have at least 1 power of 2. Here also we have at least 1 power of 2, and all the exponents are less than or equal to the actual number. Here the exponent of 2 is 0, and also we can say that this number will definitely be odd, right? You can see 3 raised to power 4 is going to be odd, 5 raised to power 4 is going to be odd. When you multiply this, you will get the odd number because you have the power of 2 as 0, right? So this is not an even factor. This is also not an even factor. We have 2 raised to power 2 here, but again this 5 raised to power 6 is crossing the limit of 5 raised to power 4, so this is not a factor of the number itself. Okay, so what we now know is exponent of 2 should be greater or equal to 1. So now we have to find the number of factors which are even, right? That means the values that the exponent of 2 can take now are restricted from 1 to 8, right? It cannot be 0. For 3 and 5, it is still open from 0 to 5 and 0 to 4 respectively. There are no restrictions on the exponent of 3 and 5. So again, the answer we know that here will be multiplying the number of choices for each of these exponents, which means 8 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5, right? Which is 240. Okay. So let's move on to the next problem. How many factors are odd? This one I would strongly recommend to try yourself, because this is very similar to the one that we just did, right? So what are odd numbers? Odd numbers are not even numbers, which means not divisible by 2. That means in the prime factorization, there will be no 2. So if you see an odd number, right? Let's say you see an odd number 15. 15 is 3 multiplied by 5. There is no 2 in it. If you see any number which has at least 1 2 in its prime factorization, let's say 2 into 3 or 2 into 5, 2 into 7, all of these will be even, right? So for an odd number, the restriction is that the exponent of 2 should be 0. So we know that the powers of 2 can only be 0. Again, 3 and 5, the exponents are completely open, right? So how many options do we have here for 2? Which is 1. Then here we have 6 options, here we have 5 options. So total we have an answer of 30. 30 factors of this number will be odd, right? Let's actually look at one more interesting thing. So how many factors does this number have in total? It will be 9 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5, right? In this top prime factorization, we'll multiply the number of options. So 9 multiplied by 6 is 54, 54 multiplied by 5 is 270, 270, right? And we have 30 odd factors, and we saw in the previous question that we had 240 even factors. So the sum of 240 and 30 is also 270, and we are getting 270 from here. So we have kind of a verification between these three questions also. The total number of factors is 270, and sum of number of odd factors and sum of number of even factors. I mean, sum of number of odd factors and number of even factors is also 270. Let's move on to this question. How many factors of 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by this are multiples of 120? Till now we saw perfect squares, odd factors and even factors. Now we'll see multiples of 120. What does it mean? First of all, we'll write the prime factorization of the given number. And because we have 120 here, we'll write the prime factorization of 120 as well, which is 2 raised to power 3 multiplied by 3 raised to power 1 multiplied by 5 raised to power 1. 8 multiplied by 15 is 120, right? So again, what does it mean to be a multiple of 120? Means n is equal to 120 into q plus 0. Let's say q is any general number, so n is going to be this, right? That means in the prime factorization of n, at least this part is going to be present. That means the minimum exponents of 2, 3 and 5 are going to be 3, 1 and 1 respectively, right? Exponent of 2 will be greater or equal to 3, 3 will be greater or equal to 1, 5 will be greater or equal to 1. If you see any factor of this number which does not satisfy any of these three conditions, that means it is not divisible by 120 or it is not a multiple of 120, right? So let's see how many options do we have for each exponent. For 2 raised to power 8, generally we would have the options from 0 to 8, but now that we have exponent of 2 greater or equal to 3, we'll have the options from 3 to 8, right? Similarly for 3 we'll have 1 to 5, and for 5 we'll have 1 to 4. So how many options do we have here in total? 6, 5 and 4. So we'll multiply those and get 120. So this is the answer for this question. So this is a different sort of question. Till now what we were discussing is we are given the number and we are supposed to calculate the number of factors. This one is reverse. We are given that the number is 12 factors and find the smallest number which has 12 factors, right? So we'll go the reverse way. So first of all, let's see how 12 can be written. 12 can be written as 12 or 6 into 2 or 4 into 3 or 2 into 2 into 3. These are the only ways that you can express 12 by as a product of multiple numbers, right? Excluding 1, obviously. So if it is written as 12, we see that a number which is of the form p raised to power 11 will have 12 factors, right? The choices for the options for the exponent of p here are from 0 to 11, which is 12. So it has 12 factors. Similarly, for 6 multiplied by 2, the prime factorization should be something like the exponent should be 5 and 1, right? So that again you can check in the reverse manner, go from this blue to the yellow box, right? You can see the prime factors of this one will be 6 multiplied by 2 actually. So now try to go from the left to right. So for the third one we'll have 3 and 2 as the exponents. For the fourth one we are going to have 1, 1 and 2 as the exponents. So whenever you don't understand how we're going from left to right, first pause the video, see how we're going from right to left and then try to understand how we're going from left to right, right? Okay, now we have all sorts of prime factorizations that the original number could have, which has 12 factors, right? So these are the configurations of prime factorizations. Now we want to find the smallest number, right? So p raised to power 11. What is the smallest number that we can have here? So you just put p as the smallest prime number, which is 2. 2 raised to power 11 in this case. So now we have powers of 5 and 1. So first of all, we'll obviously put the smallest prime numbers 2 and 3. And because 2 is smaller, we'll associate 2 to the higher power here, right? So we'll put 2 raised to power 5 into 3 raised to power 1, which comes out to be 96. Again, we have 3 and 2 as the parts. So we'll put 2 raised to power 3 into 3 raised to power 2. In the next case, again, we'll put the 3 smallest prime numbers, which are 2, 3 and 5. But 2 will get the highest power because we're trying to find the minimum number, the smallest number, right? So we get 2 square into 3 into 5. So all of the answers that we get here, so 60 is the smallest one. So 60 we have identified is the smallest number which has 12 factors, right? So 60 will be the answer here. Okay. So now let's move on to sum of all factors, right? Now we have considered how to find the number of factors of a given number or even go the reverse way. So let's see sum of all factors, right? Let's look at 2000 again. 2000 is 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by 5 raised to power 3. So again, looking at all the factors table here, we have again laid out all the factors in this manner, increasing powers. So earlier what we did is we counted the numbers in each row. Now we'll calculate the sum of numbers in each row. The sum of numbers in first row will be 2 raised to power 0 multiplied by this bracket, because 2 raised to power 0 will come out as common in each of these boxes in the first row. Again in the second row 2 raised to power 1 will come out as common and then we'll get this. And similarly we'll get this. So 2 raised to power 0 multiplied by this same bracket, and here in the last row we have 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by the same bracket, right? Now let's have those here. Now what we'll do is we'll try to add all those rows. If we try to add all these rows, what we will get is the sum of all factors that 2000 has, right? Now you can see the bracket here is common in all of those. So we'll take the bracket common, and then what we'll get is 2 raised to power 0 plus 2 raised to power 1 going on to 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by that bracket, which goes on from 5 raised to power 0 to 5 raised to power 3, right? So a similar pattern we are observing here. Earlier what we were doing is we were only seeing the number of options for each exponent. Now we are actually taking all those options for the exponent and adding them up. So similarly, for 2 raised to power 4, what are the options of exponent that a factor has for 2? 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'll take all of those and add them up. Similarly for 5, the options are 0, 1, 2 and 3. We'll take all of those and add them up, and then finally multiply this, right? Let's look at this. The answer is 4836 if you calculate. Now let's look at 20 as we did earlier. So 20, again we know all the 6 factors, so we can easily calculate the sum. What is the sum of this one? 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 7, 12, 22 and 42. So 42 is the sum of all factors here manually. Now let's try to calculate by the same pattern. What are the options for exponent of 2 here? 0, 1 and 2. And what are the options for exponent of 5 here? 0 and 1. So what do we get? Similarly, 2 raised to power 0 plus 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by this. On calculating, we again get 42, which is the same as what we calculated manually, right? Let's write this generically again. This might look a little bit scary, but again, that's only because we're trying to write that generically. It's very equivalent to what we did in the previous question or the previous example of 20 and 2000, right? So when n is a number which has this prime factorization, again we'll see what are the options for the exponent of p1 from 0 till a1, right? So the first term will be p1 raised to power 0 plus p1 raised to power 1 plus p1 raised to power 2 till p1 raised to power a1, and similarly we'll have for the other two numbers as well, and then multiply those, right? So this is the same thing that we did in the previous example as well. So now let's look at some questions, right? Sum of factors. This question type 1 for sum of factors. Sum of all even factors of 2000. This is going to be very similar to what we did for number of all even factors of 2000, right? So first of all, we'll write the prime factorization. So how did we calculate the number of even factors? We calculated what are the options that 2 has, or 2's exponent has, right? We see that exponent of 2 is greater or equal to 1 first of all. For all even factors, the exponent of 2 has to be greater or equal to 1. Now the options that 2 has is 1 to 4. And options that 5 has is 0 to 3. Options that exponent of 5 has in a factor, right? So again we'll see that 2 has the options 1 to 4. So we'll add all those options by raising the powers and then multiply those two terms. So we'll have 2 raised to power 1 till 2 raised to power 4. We are adding all these. Similarly for 5, we are adding 5 raised to power 0 all the way up to 5 raised to power 3 and then multiplying this. If the exponents here are very big, you can use the geometric progression sum to easily calculate, right? So the answer here comes to be 4680. Similarly, let's discuss, I think odd numbers again very similar, so I'm not taking that up in the video. Sum of factors of 2000 which are multiples of 100, right? So first we'll write the prime factorization of 2000, then we'll write the prime factorization of 100, which is 2 square into 5 square, right? So again, now what we know is any factor of 2000 which is also a multiple of 100 should have minimum these powers in the prime factorization, right? So exponent of 2 must be greater or equal to 2, exponent of 5 must be greater or equal to 2. This is very much similar to the number of factors example that we did for which are multiples of 120, right? So what are the options for the exponent? The options for exponent of 2 are from 2 to 4, and options for exponent of 5 are from 2 to 3. So again, similarly, how we'll calculate the sum of factors is we'll go from 2 raised to power 2 till 2 raised to power 4, and here from 5 raised to power 2 to 5 raised to power 3. Add these brackets separately and then finally multiply. Add inside these brackets and then finally multiply the values that we get of the brackets. Right, so answer comes here to be 4200. Let's look at type 3, right? So sum of factors of 2 raised to power 4 into 3 raised to power 5 and 10 raised to power 4, the similar number that we took earlier, which are perfect square and greater than 1. So we have done a lot of type of questions on this one, sum of factors and number of factors. So I will leave this question to you and leave it to you to try this question and post the answers in the comment section below. Right? It will be done very much similarly to how we've done the previous questions. Right? So please try this and post the answers in comment section, and I will post the correct answer in comment section in some time. I hope you liked the video. If you have any doubts, please post them in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel for all upcoming videos. I also host regular quizzes on my social media groups. I have mentioned some links in the description below. Make sure to check those out. All the best, keep learning.